What up, everybody? It's your boy Pubsy, and I wanted to go over some ways that I mass produce fragments. Particularly this way is going to be by cooking glass and turning my shattered fragments back into fragments. So you will have, I guess, originally had to either make a bunch of tablets to get these shattered fragments, or I guess, take them from somebody. So that's what we're going to get into today. As you can see here, I have my crafting ship going. I am crafting a bunch of animal fat into liquid fuel. And so over here is my factory. Now I have 16 furnaces. Now, I think 16 is a good number. So essentially that is about four runs. So, every 4 fragments out of permafab is going to get you 4 tablets. Unless you get really lucky, you can get 5, 6. I've got even 7 before. But this way is going to produce fragments the fastest way. This is going to get you glass, and then you throw the glass in the woodcutters. And I'll go over that with you guys as well. I'm sorry, the woodworking stations, and I'll go over that with you as well. Those cook pretty fast on the crafting ship. I have about 30 modules in there. I know they cap out. At the time, I didn't know that there was a certain cap, but they cook pretty quick. So what I do here in this farm is I go through and I have my sand in there. For people who could do this, if you put this platform on sand, then all you have to do is prime it with sand. Now, once you prime it with sand, the sand will stay in there forever, essentially. You don't have to worry about putting more sand in there. I have it up here because it's a little safer. I don't have to worry about people messing with me. Obviously, 1,600 ceramics is kind of a lot. I'd hate for people to come over and start griefing me and destroying my furnaces. So I'll go ahead and turn these on and start producing glass. Now, keep in mind, you only need about 36 fuel in these to really get them going. I put in 100 because I'm going to do a few rounds, get some fragments cooked. I got some things I'm trying to learn here. But no, essentially this is one of the best ways, in my opinion, to get fragments if you have the shattered frags. It's really nice because it's a snowballing effect. Once you kind of go out and you mass produce your harpoons and you get all your fragments, you get those shattered fragments in a lot quicker than if you were probably trying to go out and raid for them. And then once you have them, you turn them into fragments, turn those into tablets, you get more shattered fragments, and it just kind of snowballs. Eventually you start getting less and less, but it holds you over for quite some time. I have about, I want to say 2 chestfuls right now. The other day I had about 4. And so out of those 4, I got about 1.5, and just throughout time I've been gathering more. This is kind of a base build I built. It's a concept that I've been working with. I'll make a video on that. So that's 1 chest, that's 2 chests, but that's about all I have for shattered fragments. Another great thing about being able to cook glass like this is not only the fragment farm, it's very, very nice in that side, but for flots as well. You can make some good money on the market for selling glass. A lot of people don't really like to do this. I actually will trade people 100 frags for 200 shattered frags all day long. A lot of people like that instant satisfaction of being able to just have their frags. Oftentimes I'll even trade tablets for shattered fragments, as long as it's worth my while. I have to put in the work. Obviously, it takes me a little more time. I got to farm animal fat and get the liquid fuel created, but in the long run, I'm coming out on top because I get more fragments, and ultimately it allows me to learn more things. I'm huge into frag farming. I really am pretty adamant on wanting to be the master crafter for my crew, and so that's really important to me. I have the majority of most important things. There's a couple things like the lumber mill and the water condenser that I'd like to get, as well as, well, I guess I have everything here, but besides, I guess, the couple items. But there are a few things. I don't really have a lot of the big ships. I am going to get a Tusker so I can have a bank for my group. Yeah, so we can start mass producing certain things and really help out in our organization. But no, essentially this is how you frag farm quick, and I'll show you the finished product here after we go ahead and get a chance. It takes about, I want to say 30 minutes, and I could be wrong. I haven't timed it. I'll go ahead and try to get a time for you guys. But this, by far, to me, there's a lot of work that goes into it beforehand in terms of farming the animal fat and turning it into liquid fuel. But what's really nice about it is how quick your chests will stack up with frags. I'm telling you, I mean, you could sit here for a few hours and literally get 2 full chests of fragments, which is just insane. If you farm frags with harpoons, then you understand that getting 2 chests in just a few hours, or 3 chests or 4 chests in literally one day is very, very hard to do, and you can do it with this method. So it's really nice if you could find out a way, you know, to make this factory and go ahead and trade with people who will do the 100 frags for 200 shattered all day. You can really get a good thing going for yourself and really find a way to skyrocket up that skill tree pretty quick. All right, so now that the furnaces are turning white, the white smokestacks means that they are done. If they are dark smokestacks, then that means that they are still cooking. The white ones mean that they're burning straight fuel. So we'll go ahead and shut our furnaces off and take our glass. It's pretty nice. It's like a domino effect. Once one starts, they all start to come. Usually it's not all at the same time, which is kind of nice. Convenient for me. Saves me a little more fuel. I try to catch them as soon as I can. I'm not going to be able to take those out yet. And then what I'll do is I'll go over to my crafting stiletto. I'll throw in my glass here. And then I will do that to my other 3. I usually run 3 at a time. It goes a little quicker if you have probably, I'd say, 4. If you're doing this 1600 quantity glass farm, then 4 would probably be a little more efficient, but I'm just working with what I have. And then I throw the rest of the glass that I'm not going to be using currently in my hull. And then make sure that my furnaces get turned off, because sometimes, I don't know if I double click or what, but they don't always turn off. So now I got those turned off. I'll go grab my shattered frags. Let's see here. There they are. Get these shattered frags into my woodworking stations. Now, if I had enough room to put these advanced ones on there, I'd be cooking with advanced. Just because, I don't know, I like the advanced when it comes to the wood shafts. But as far as I'm concerned, the glass time, it does not cook any quicker. It's still 30 seconds for both. So that's something to take into account. If you don't have the mats to make the advanced one, it's not necessarily necessary if you're just going to be doing this glass farm. So I'll throw in my shattered frags, and immediately we'll start to cook. And boy, does it go fast. I mean, it's crazy. You don't really, if you haven't done this before, and in which you're used to harpoon farming, I guess you'd say, harpooning frags and dragon boxes, getting it that way, this will literally blow your mind. It may not even seem fast at first because, you know, you have a load time, you know, so say for instance, you're not getting 100 every 5 seconds or anything like that, but I promise you it's so efficient that once you do it, it's hard not to do it anymore. Once I started doing this, harpoon farming for the harpoon boxes, it just isn't something that I've wanted to do since this. It's so much more satisfaction this way because it just comes so much quicker. And essentially, that's really all there is to it. They cook up, and you just keep supplying them, And so as these are cooking, what I usually do is I will take my liquid fuel. I'll go ahead and drop my water. And I will start filling my furnaces again. But since my furnaces are already full enough, what I'll do is I'll store my excess fuel in my beds here. And I will begin to smash some more rock. To gather as much sand as I can for this next run. In this way, while I have my frags crafting, I can be turning up another round of glass. And boy, is it nice. I mean, I'm talking so you get a whole chest in probably about an hour, I'd say, because it's about 30 minutes per cook. So if you're doing things efficiently, you will get about 30 frags, 32 frags, and that's a large chest. So you could fill a large chest, since, you know, 1616 will give you that 32 number, and that's a sweet spot. You know, for me at least, I feel like it's to the point where this is worth it. If you just have 1, 2, 3, even 4 furnaces, man, it drags so bad. Like it is not worth it at that point to turn your fragments into, or your shattered fragments into frags. It just isn't. It's counterproductive. You'd be better off going and harpooning boxes. This is the way to go. If you can get a mass amount of furnaces, I promise you, you will be thanking me. If you guys like the video, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm looking forward to doing more content and helping you guys out in Last Oasis. So thank you very much.